Hi guys. I've been trying to do this video all day. Um, and it's just been disaster, or at least I felt like it is, because every time I do it, I listen back and I'm like, no, that I haven't said what I wanted to say. I haven't communicated what I want to communicate, and that in 2 words is thank you. Um, I can't cry now because I'm emotionally worn out in a good way. In a good way, I am emotionally worn out. My tear ducts are dry. My throat is hoarse from talking non-stop all day trying to do this video. um, so I'm just going to try and tell you how I went through the motions of what happened. So yesterday I put out a vlog letting you guys know how the channel's been, where I've been, how I'm doing, and that sort of thing. And it wasn't a very nice video. It was filled with a lot of bad news, and a lot of depressing information. And at the end of that video, I simply asked something seems so simple, but is so hard for me to do. I asked if there was ever a time that you were thinking about supporting me for a month on Patreon. Now would be the time to do it. And the first thing I noticed was messages of support came rolling in after the video went live. And it went live around about 4 or 5 p.m. New Zealand time yesterday. And messages started coming in of support, and just those alone mean the world to me. I mean, I've replied directly to some of you already. I want to reply to all of you if I can, and just let you know how much I appreciate every word you've said to me, because the words alone are motivating. The words alone help me put one foot in front of the other. Just knowing that people support what I do and enjoy what I do, and that some of you even empathize with what I'm going through, and your sympathies just mean the world to me. Because I don't get a lot of that sympathy, or I've never felt that kind of sympathy, that level of sympathy from so many people before. It's a unique experience. It absolutely is. And it's touching to a degree that I cannot possibly describe to you. So from there, at about 9 or 10 p.m, I decide to go to bed. And during that time, I decided to check on Patreon, because some friends of mine were tweeting out about my situation, and you know who you are, so thank you so much. Tweeting out about my situation, and by the time I went to bed, through the video and the tweets and that sort of thing, I had already gathered the support to have enough support that I knew that I could get by, that I could make it out of where I am now, that I could find a place to live, that I didn't have to worry about the bills that were incoming, that I could I could make it. It was enough for me, and I was overwhelmed by that support as well. So thank you to absolutely everyone that gave to that. And then, so being overwhelmed by that, I had a cry. I don't do well on camera crying anyway, so it's probably for the best that I'm all dried out and hoarse by this point. Because I just sound like a blubbery mess. You wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying. But anyway, I had a cry, and then I slept really well last night because I knew I didn't have to panic about the coming month. I didn't have to panic about trying to find a place for now. Well, I still have to worry about finding a place, but it meant that it made it easier. And then I woke up in the morning, and the first thing I did was I crawled into my computer chair and I looked at Twitter, and I just had a serious number of notes that I've never seen before, and then going through them, they're all showing support and saying that they've pledged stuff, and there was a couple of people tracking how much people were pledging on Patreon, and they were just blown away by the level of support, and I was blown away by the level of support, obviously. And so that spurred me to go and check my Patreon immediately, and then I burst into tears again. Because what I found was the amount of money that I left Patreon with last night had then been superseded by 4 times that amount. So, there's I don't think the English language is equipped for this level of gratitude. I just don't. There are words, but they sound too insincere because they're so alien to everyone. They would think somebody just pulled it out of a thesaurus, and they would have. Or the words are too simple to describe everything that I feel about what you guys have done for me. There aren't the words. They don't exist in our common language. So the best I can do is the 2 little words thank you, and just hope beyond hope that you guys understand that I truly mean it. Go away, zombie. You're ruining a soft moment, okay? I will punch you to death so that I get to keep my soft moment. Goodbye. So thank you so much. Every little bit of support matters to me, and like I said, if you weren't able to contribute, that doesn't matter to me. Your words are still just as important. But thank you for those that could contribute. You have saved me from homelessness, essentially, which I'm sure is something we can all empathise that we hope it on no one. We don't wish homelessness on anyone, but you have saved me from that, and for that I am so grateful. As I've said, I'm so worn out by this point because I've tried doing this video so many times by now, and it's just so hard to describe. But thank you. Thank you for the contributions you made to the Patreon page. Thank you for your kind words in the comments and on Twitter. Thank you for sharing my video. Thank you for the intentions of those that wanted to set up donation for me or wanted to donate directly to me. And just thank you to everyone. Absolutely everyone. Absolutely everyone means the absolute world to me right now. So, thank you. But we have some stuff to discuss. And it all comes part and parcel with dealing with money. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the reasons why I didn't allow any direct donations, that I did everything through Patreon. The reason for that, and I answered this in a comment, but I wanted everyone to hear it, is because it meant that there was no knee-jerk reactions to my plight, that everyone who is contributing because they have thought about it, and if they haven't thought about it, then they have the opportunity to back away from that. And it's not a situation where I'm trying to protect me, it's a situation where I'm trying to protect you from making the wrong decision, because money's a big deal. So that's why there was no direct donation method, because through Patreon, they process it once a month, and it meant that you have time until the end of the month before they start processing it to say, do I really want to do this? And that made me feel better. I'll be honest, it made me feel better that there wasn't any danger of... What's going on here? There wasn't any danger of running into any what am I trying to say? Of you making any mistakes. It makes me feel better to know that you are not making any mistakes by donating to me. So that's why I did it through Patreon only, and didn't allow for... Oh my god. It didn't allow for anything through any other means. So I hope you can appreciate that. It's not that I'm trying to hook you into doing a monthly payment, it's quite the reverse. It's because I'm trying to protect you. So with that being said, because I only intended for you guys to support me for the month, I need to keep to my word and make sure that you are as informed as possible. So what I'm going to do is that Patreon in the next few days actually starts processing payments for the month. And so what I will do with that information is I will then inform you once they've finished processing payments, so that you can then cut off your contribution so that you won't accidentally contribute the next month, if that's what you intend. I expect most of you will be doing that, because what I asked for was just help for the month. If some of you remain on my Patreon, thank you so much. It means the world. It really does. I try to make sure my Patreons know that. I can slip up at times and not let them know quite as often as I should, but I would appreciate anything you are willing to contribute extra. But that being said, I will be informing the people that only intended to give for the month when Patreon have finished processing payments for the month. So keep your ear to the ground for that. That will be up as another video to make sure as many eyes see it as possible. But I will also make an announcement on the actual Patreon page to make sure that you see it that way as well. The other thing is, someone informed me that, or just to be careful, because just like they didn't know, I don't know either, if Patreon process their payments month in advance or month in post. So, or month in past. Which means that I don't know whether the people that have contributed in the last 24 hours will actually be counted this month. And I will also let you know through Patreon if that is the case. So if it is month in advance, everything will go through as normal, and you can expect the video to go up in the next few days to let you know that Patreon has finished processing the payments. And to thank you all again for giving to me, so that you can then decide what to do after that. Oh my god, that thing is insane. And then, where was I? That manticore really put me off. Processing payments, yes. So the video will show up in the next couple of days if that all gets processed as normal, or as I expect it to, which I think it's month in advance. However, if it is month in or a month past, then that means the people that have become Patreon supporters in the last 24 hours will likely only be processed for the first time next month. In which case, if there is no video in the next few days talking about, hey, you might want to cancel your monthly contribution to me because you've been processed, it's because that'll be coming in the next 4 weeks instead. However, if you're paying close attention to Patreon, I will be letting you know through that whether it's month past or a month in advance. So just keep your ear to the ground for that information. So to re-establish, if the video comes out in the next couple of days, it means your Patreon contribution has been processed, and it is month in advance. And if the video comes out in the next 4 weeks, it means that it's the month past, and just to hang on until then. But either way, the video will come out and you will know exactly when you should make the decision of whether you want to keep contributing or not. Obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I did intend for the contribution to only be for the month. So I guess that's it. I guess that's what I wanted to cover. I'm so tired. I think I'm going to have a nap after this video. So again, just thank you everyone. Thank you so much for everything you have done. I, again, just don't have the words to express how I feel. It's not something that I have the capacity to do, apparently. I just feel an overwhelming sense of love and support from you all, and that is such a huge motivator. And I will find a new place to live, and I will keep making YouTube videos, and I will keep growing and getting better. So, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.